Hey everyone, Atheist for all to see here again. I'm going to read another excerpt from my book. This is regarding Pascal's Wager. While some theists try to convert you with half-baked but well-intended arguments, one will often find the people who will simply throw Pascal's Wager into the conversation and then walk away. Blaise Pascal was a French mathematician, physicist, and philosopher who lived in the 1600s. Perhaps one of his best-known contributions is his wager. Pascal's wager is basically, you might as well believe in God because if you do and you're right, you have everything to gain. But if you don't believe and you're wrong, you have everything to lose. If you do believe and there is no God, you have nothing to lose. We will examine why Pascal's wager is, in all senses, ridiculous and useless. The basic principle of the wager presents a problem in and of itself. The idea of believing something as a safety net is an issue for anyone with even an ounce of honest ideals. If you truly find something illogical, you can't believe it, plain and simple. The most you could do is pretend to believe. Let's say, for example, someone tells you that they'll kill you if you don't believe in unicorns. Of course you don't believe in unicorns, but however, since you cannot force belief and you wish to live, the best you could do is say, yes, I absolutely do believe in unicorns, of course. And hope the person believes your statement. Essentially, all you have is a proposition for false belief. The next problem that the wager faces is that in assuming the true God or gods can see into your true thoughts, they would see right past your false belief. Should that be the case, you had better hope they are not enraged by your feeble attempt to fool them in the hopes of gaining an eternal reward and or trying to escape punishment. This is a real problem for the theists who think that God can hear your prayers and watches everything you do. The last problem that the wager faces is this. If you seriously take into consideration all of the gods that humanity has worshipped throughout its history, you'll see a list that contains hundreds upon hundreds of deities, not to mention any gods that mankind has yet to consider. No matter, though, as the odds of choosing the right god or group of gods to proclaim belief in are astronomically low. Could you imagine how angry Thor would be if you had in life proclaimed belief in Allah? Certainly, you see, Pascal's wager is in practice and theory absurd. However, let us not forget for a moment that the wager's issue of personal application and focus on the idea itself. The mere idea of the wager would lead one to think that a divine force would be more pleased with blind faith than sincere doubt. Perhaps if we for a moment say there is a God, the deity would in fact reward the person who honestly lacks belief and would be angry with the most devoted believer who has nothing more than blind faith. Let's take it a step further and say that perhaps the deity has designed the world in a manner which should, and observably does, lead people to not believe in religion or any supernatural being based on evidence. Wouldn't that lead the divine creator to be more in favor of those who do not have any faith than those who claim to have evidence and are faithful? We see the wager is not only morally absurd, but virtually impossible to actually put into practical use. It also is an idea to try to impress a seemingly shallow God who does not care about what evidence is made available. Really, to make a long story short, Pascal's wager is nothing but a ridiculous scare tactic designed to frighten people into the arms of religion. If you're confronted with this argument, you hopefully now know how to intelligently counter it. Pascal's wager is perhaps the weakest argument for religion you will ever hear.